Okay, you guys are live on YouTube. You can start the meeting.
Okay, great. Judy, can you hear us?
I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Okay, great. We can't see you if you turn your camera on.
That's fine.
It's all right. We really want to see you, but we were waiting for you, so we'll get started on the meeting.
Yay, hello, how are you?
I didn't even comb my hair. Fine, how are you?
Okay. All right, ready to start. All right. I think as you can see on your screen, we have Karen Pearson here, who is going to be our liaison. And Joanna is going to introduce her. Tell us a little bit about her.
Well, we have started out working together in terms of the lighting in around Orleans, based on the sculptures and the tree lighting and lighting on the green. So our collaboration with OIA started with that in October. And out of that came a resolution of sorts that if we had a representative from OIA, we were collaborating, so why not make it official? So Karen will be a liaison for the Cultural Council and for the Cultural District. And so then she will take what she learns in terms of what we're doing and bring it to OIA, and OIA, she'll bring the projects that OIA is working on to us. We found, I mean, we're both working on projects that relate to the needs in the town. So why not broaden our base and begin a really good collaboration? So Karen is a writer and she has background in planning and public policy and is a master gardener. And I think that her abilities to write some articles for us or share whatever's happening, it's just going to bring a lot of creative energy to what we all do. So Karen, you can say a few hello words and then we'll move on.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good introduction. So, and thinking about that, but Joanna and I keep tripping over each other in projects that we have dual interests as well, which is when we realize over the last several years. And I've been watching and tracking your minutes and watching what you all have doing for quite some time. So it's going to be really nice to be able to be here firsthand and get the word back to Orleans Improvement Association, but also, you know, where they can, if you need help getting things to the website, on their website, to let people know what you're doing. I think this will be a very good collaboration. So.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for joining us. The first item I have on the agenda is approval of minutes of the January 11th meeting. Did everybody receive minutes? All right. Does anybody have any comments or questions? Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
I don't think I got the minutes. When were the minutes sent out?
Anybody else?
I don't think I got them.
Yes, I have to check and see if I did send them out.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't think I
You did.
received.
I think it was a long time ago, actually.
Well, it was a month ago, but
Yeah.
yes, it's rolled around fast. I wonder if I got them out. Does anyone have them?
If I go look for them, I'll lose the whole screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
All right, then we will approve
We'll
those
have to
minutes
put the approval off till next time.
till next meeting. Okay. All right, fine.
But we got them.
Okay, the next would be the treasurer's report. Heather is not here because she had to travel for work. As far as the first item, the 2019-2020 grants outstanding, I believe Joanna had a conversation with one of the grantees that, so do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, it's one of the summer programs for the library. And so just within the last 2 weeks, they've worked it out with the library to perform in, I believe it's August. So because of COVID, a lot of those programs were canceled. But if they can work out an alternate date or a different venue because of COVID, then, you know, we can extend beyond the deadlines. So it really helps support the artists, and the organizations are hoping to have their programs. So I think we have one other grant outstanding from that year, and that's for Arts Day. And they're just kind of swamped and have not actually submitted their reimbursement, though we have had conversations about it.
They did, however, send out their kits though, didn't they?
Yes,
They're just looking for reimbursement.
they converted Arts Day to making kits, and so we approved that use of them.
Annual report to the state, is that?
Heather and I are going to work on that this week, and that will be our final report for 2019-2020.
Okay. All right, as of last meeting, we expended $4,800 from our grant funds. That was how much we were granted. And also $3,000 from the Klein Fund.
Whoops,
So-
stop. That's 300 because
300. That's right, okay.
it would be great if we could have
No,
done that.
too many zeros there. All right, so it's $5,100 that we did in grant money for this season. I did get a email from a grant applicant immediately following the last meeting, looking for reconsideration because she had tuned into the Zoom meeting, which it's an open meeting, and certainly that's appropriate. However, there is a process that I think you're aware of, that if a grant is not granted, the applicant has 15 days to submit a reconsideration letter to the Mass Cultural Council. And so I informed her that that was the process. I also talked to Ricky Guillaume, who is our liaison at the Mass Cultural Council, who assured me that that was the proper way to go about this. I found out this morning, I got an email from that applicant that I had sent the rejection letter to the address that was given to me on the grant application, but she is currently residing in Florida due to COVID issues, and so the letter just caught up to her. She does, however, have until February 11th, which is 15 days after the 26th of January, which is when I sent out the rejection letters. So last I spoke to her this morning, she was going to send in something to the state to request reconsideration. So I don't know what the state of that is. I also talked to Ricky again this morning, and he said that that was absolutely the proper thing to do, that they didn't give an extension, and that he was looking forward to hearing from her. So that's the state with one of our grant applications that was denied. And so the denial letters were sent out on the 26th. And that means now we need to set a date for the acceptance letters to go out. And they can go out anytime after the 11th. So I assume that nobody has any input on that, or does anybody want to say anything about it? Or?
Can we know which applicant it was?
Yes, I can tell you. It's called Creative Outlets, Finding Your Voice Through Arts. I
have news about that.
All right.
Because at our last meeting, I said that I would look for more information from that. And that's, I believe, the Alzheimer's.
No, this one was for young people.
Oh, okay. No, I'm
Yeah,
confusing it with another grant,
yeah.
but
All right, it's grant number 9.
It normally takes place at the museum.
Right, it's for at-risk teens.
Right. And we discussed transportation as a question mark when we were discussing that.
I see. I remember that. No, I do have news. I spoke to the program director for the application that we turned down at the time about the Alzheimer's arts program, and got some explanations, because we were concerned, how was that going to be delivered via Zoom? It's a program that has existed, I've learned, and I think we have financed it in the past. We've funded it in the past to give people with Alzheimer's and their families an outlet. And so they've moved it to Zoom. And I took notes on some of the things they're offering. Our main concern was, is it deliverable? Does it function on Zoom? And I was reassured that it does very much, and it keeps that community linked. And the invitation from the director of the program to us is, I think there's one of the programs coming up the third Friday. I think it's the 26th of this month, and it's going to be a tour, sort of a Zoom tour of the Hopper. The connection of Hopper to Cape Cod, and then I think some Hopper paintings. So she invited us to witness that if we would want to reconsider a grant that we turned down initially. So I was reassured from my conversation that it's a very vital program, and that it is making arts accessible to people who have trouble accessing them, especially during COVID.
So did you vote on, did you give that a decline or an accept?
That was a decline letter that was sent. So therefore, they too would have to go through the process and they received a letter with the information on how to go about the process. So they would have to do that. I assume maybe it requires a phone call at this point to let them know that that's the process. Do you know who you spoke to there?
Yeah, I don't remember her last name. Melanie, I believe, is the director of the program.
Okay.
Melanie Braverman.
All right.
Melanie, yes.
Rand, would you like to talk to her? Do you want me to speak to her?
It might be better if you did, because you
Okay.
are more informed about the reapplication process
Okay.
that you described to us.
All right, I will then call her. We also have the hip hop chair exercise that was supposed to be at the COA. Were they were contacted, correct? And they did not want the program.
Yes, I received a call from the director there saying that she had not submitted a letter of support for that project, where she had been named as a possible location for those classes. And I had called before our grant meeting to talk to, I believe, her assistant. And I understood that there were 2 grant applications from them.
Yes.
So by the time we had our meeting, I informed us that that it was a valid application with, I believe, sponsorship from the senior center.
So that goes forward. Then.
But well, I don't know. So what I have heard since from the director is that she did not request that service, or did not sponsor that program, and it isn't part of her planned programming. I wonder if, well, I don't know how we should proceed at this point.
I think a phone call again. I think I should call, even though it's not a planned program. I don't know if she would like to have it. The money has been, we didn't disapprove it.
Yes.
Since I was not there at the last meeting, but I assume that it's on the approved list. So they can have the program if they want it.
Randy, when you spoke to her, did it sound like she definitely did not want it, or?
Well, she said that they have a chair exercise program
do.
already. And that was something that came up at our meeting. And some of us felt, though, that thinking that it was requested and it was culturally different, and it would be a benefit to the community. But I subsequently wondered if we could see if, well, go back and see if they would want to offer that, or if we could help to find another venue to offer it in our community.
In the past,
among the people.
In the past, we found that the venue should be set by the applicant, because our position is not to find venues for people, that they need to have their entire program planned out. So I think that, you know, if there were another venue perhaps, but it means that we have to contact the applicant, and I think it goes beyond our responsibility to find a venue for an applicant. It should be included. So.
Does it make sense to call the COA again and just make absolutely sure?
I think so.
And then beyond that, I think at the next meeting, we can decide what to do on that regard. All right, I will do that.
And maybe when you find that out, call Ricky at MCC and run it by him.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay, all right, I will do that with both of those. I will call both Melanie and the COA here in Orleans, and then I will talk to Ricky about the next step for everybody involved. Okay, so the letters, the acceptance letters have to go out. If this was not COVID, it would be a lot easier if we could do it as a group effort, but obviously we can't get together to do it. So I will send them out, and I will send them out after the 11th, because that's the date that is for reconsideration. So I will just get on that after February.
Just by that time, you'll have found out about the COA.
Right. And also I will talk to the people about sending in reconsideration for the dementia program. All right, I think that's all, unless somebody else has something to say to do with our grant funding at this point. Acceptance letters will be sent out February 11th or shortly thereafter. And I will contact those people, and I guess that's where we are with that. Those of you that came in late, we talked about this before the meeting. Eileen is not here tonight because her computer went down, and somebody's coming to help her get a new computer set up this afternoon. But she's been working on the restoration project for the portrait of the Duke of Orleans. And she reports that the article that she wrote will be in the papers on Friday, both the Chronicle and the Cape Codder, and that she has also contacted Cho, and they have agreed to share both the photo and then the announcement in their newsletter for their members. So that's the way the publicity is going out at this point. We also, yes, Joanna.
The article is being written by Ed Maroney of the Chronicle, and he interviewed Deborah on Saturday, and he interviewed Eileen, he interviewed myself, and also Cynthia May, because that was, you know, the portrait was in storage, and then we decided to call Deborah. So we're very, very fortunate that Ed, I think it's going to be a feature piece in the Chronicle. And I'm just crossing my fingers that he includes a photograph, because Deborah made sure that any of the images that she sent were ready for publication. So we're also working on she's going to be doing 3 short videos that can be posted on the town website, and showing first the introduction of the condition of the portrait now, and then halfway through, and then at the end. And that will become part of the town's reference, and it'll add to the information that we have on the portrait itself. So it's really kind of exciting to see the Duke get all of that attention, especially where the anniversary is coming up on March 3rd. So the anniversary of naming. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's all the information on that. Also, Joanna had some reporting to do on some collaboration of projects between OCC, OCD, and OIA.
Well, I think we're beginning it with Karen's presence here, and there's already some discussion about the subject for the next seasonal sculpture. Rather than thinking of doing that in October, you know, there's been a lot of discussion already as to how to deal with the sculptures in terms of storage and maintenance, and suggestions for another topic for a sculpture. So if you have some ideas, you want to shoot them over to Karen or myself, and we'll know what we're doing maybe in June or July. So it's a really good thing. Do you want to speak to any of that, Karen?
No, I think, again, Joanna has helped us by calling them light sculptures, because the realizing what the potential is for these, and just we've been struggling with the ones that OIA have. We've been struggling with issues with the lights and so on, and we have learned from your leader that storage was a much better, we needed to do a much better job on storage and wrapping them up and how to deal with them in the kind of weather we've had. So it's been a learning curve, but I think we've done pretty well, and looking forward to what else we can add to enhance the holiday environment in our town. So.
Super. All right, that's it. Okay. All right, I guess that sort of brings us to the end, unless anybody else has any comments or anything that they would like to offer.
I might ask Andrea, do you have any idea of when the state signs off on the streetscape renovation on Main Street?
You mean the complete downtown is done?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The final no.
Okay.
I don't because I don't know, like the twinkle lights and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because I know the final paving was done, but I don't know if the landscaping is all completed or the twinkle lights. And I will say that we are trying to convene a multi-board group to look at hardscape investment, and certainly the Cultural District and the Cultural Council would have representatives there for just those kinds of follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
That's good.
But yes, no, I haven't heard from DPW yet if they're complete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I just had a conversation today with Tavi at the library, and my question is related to our applicant who wants to move their program to the summer, and they had been talking about how easy it would be if there would be a tent. So, and you can speak to that too with your background in libraries, Claire, but there are libraries now that are putting a tent up outside, and then their classes and their lectures and workshops and presentations can go ahead, even though, you know, there might be a few COVID restrictions. So they're in the process of looking into that and gathering information. So it's just a little tiny bit of possible good news.
I think it would be a great help to be able to have programs in the summertime. And I always used to do story hour outside with my kids when I worked in Brewster in the summertime. It was a great experience, and they loved it. And I had a safe area that they were basically fenced in. And I just think it's be real helpful in this time of COVID. So I'm glad that they're at least considering it. I think it'd be helpful to the library, actually. They'll be able to do more than they did last summer if they, are able to do that. So
It would be a way for the cultural to help, even if it was a donation of some kind, if it didn't go forward. So you just don't want to commend everyone for voting yes to bring the Duke back to life. It's a really good project. So
he is really stunning. I really looked at his portrait today. I think it'll be a great addition. So.
mhm.
All right, then I guess we are ready to adjourn. If we could have a motion to adjourn, our next meeting will be, our scheduled meeting will be March 14th at 5:30 via Zoom. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? Second,
I second.
okay, all right. All those in favor, we don't have to do roll call for this. All right,
Yeah.
aye. All right, thank you all very much for